Texas, a nightmare in the dark. Gabriel "Gabe" Carter stands frozen in the middle of a desolate Texas highway, his hands raised against the backdrop of flashing red and blue lights. His SUV lies flipped on its roof behind him, shattered glass glittering under the floodlights of two squad cars. The dry desert air carries the metallic scent of blood dripping from a gash on his temporary wound left by a police baton. "You just dug your own grave, Carter." Deputy Sheriff Cole Grady spits on the ground, his grip tightening on the Glock in his hand. A sadistic smirk plays across his sunburned face as he cocks the hammer back, savoring the moment. Beside him, Officer Travis Duke holds a shotgun steady, his eyes flickering with hesitation. Gabe, however, isn't afraid. He smirks through the pain. "You have no idea who you just messed with." A pair of headlights glows in the distance, their beams slicing through the darkness like a silent promise. Salvation or damnation? The answer lies in the next few minutes. 12 hours ago, Gabe was just driving home. But after tonight, nothing in his life will ever be the same. Before we dive in, I'm Adam, and this is the story of Gabriel Carter, a federal agent caught in a battle against a corrupt system. If you stand for justice, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. But if you're afraid of the truth, walk away now, because this story is only for those who can handle it. 12 hours earlier, the drive home. Texas stretched endlessly into the night. Interstate 20 was a black ribbon of asphalt cutting through the desert like an open wound. The stars above flickered, indifferent to the fate of those below. Gabe Carter kept his hands firm on the steering wheel of his black Chevy Tahoe, the hum of the engine steady beneath him. The radio played an old John Coltrane tune, the smooth saxophone melody doing little to calm the tension tightening in his chest. Something felt wrong. He wasn't a superstitious man. He believed in facts, in evidence, in logic. But years of working in the FBI had honed a sixth sense, a gut instinct that had never failed him. 12 hours earlier, the drive home. For the last 6 months, Gabe had been leading an FBI task force that took down one of the most powerful drug cartels operating out of Mexico. The bust was massive, millions in narcotics seized, dozens of arrests made. It was a career-defining win. But the cartel wasn't the biggest threat. It was the men in power who protected them. Gabe had spent weeks uncovering links between dirty cops, corrupt politicians, and the cartel. And at the top of it all, Governor Clayton Prescott. Prescott had done everything in his power to shut down the investigation, threats, political pressure, even media smear campaigns. But Gabe didn't stop. And now, as he drove through the barren Texas night, he wondered if he should have. Coincidence doesn't exist in this line of work. His grip on the wheel tightened. Lights in the rearview mirror. A sudden flash of red and blue lit up the inside of the SUV. A police cruiser. But something was off. No siren, just the silent, pulsing glow of the lights. Gabe's heartbeat slowed not from fear, but from calculation. He was being followed. His eyes flicked to the speedometer, 55 miles per hour, exactly the limit. No broken taillights. No swerving, no reason to be pulled over. And yet, the cruiser tailed him relentlessly. This isn't about a traffic violation. He exhaled through his nose, forcing himself to stay calm. He had been in worse situations, but something about this felt personal. The traffic stop that wasn't. Gabe flicked on his turn signal and eased onto the gravel shoulder. The Tahoe rolled to a stop, its headlights illuminating the cracked pavement ahead. He turned off the engine. The jazz station fell into silence. His fingers hovered over the glove box where his FBI badge and service weapon were stored. But he knew better. A black man reaching for anything during a traffic stop was a death sentence. Stay calm. Hands visible. No sudden moves. Through the side mirror, he saw a tall figure stepping out of the cruiser. Deputy Sheriff Cole Grady. A name Gabe recognized, a name tied to every shady cop, every backroom deal, every unsolved case that reeked of corruption in Raven Creek. The beam of a flashlight cut through the night, blinding him. Out of the car. The voice was cold, unprofessional, laced with venom. Gabe blinked against the harsh light. "Officer, is there a reason I was pulled over?" No answer. Instead, a fist slammed against the hood of his SUV. Thud. The metal dented beneath the impact. "I said, get the hell out, boy." Gabe felt it then, the raw, unfiltered malice. This wasn't about a traffic stop. This was a message, and he was about to find out exactly what it meant. And that was just the beginning. What happened next would push Gabe into a fight for his life against corrupt cops, dirty politicians, and a system designed to bury him. If you're ready for the truth, subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story is only getting started.